I'm Natalie Standard, founder and franchisor of Casa de Corazón Intercultural Early Learning. Welcome to my podcast, Decades of Disruption. Here, I'll share my journey, the decades of stories and convictions that have driven my choice to not only contribute to, but also to disrupt the early childhood education industry. But these stories aren't only my own. I'll be joined by the people whose lives have been changed by what I've created and whose mere existence have been a constant source of inspiration to me too. If you're ready to challenge the status quo and build something truly unique and impactful, you're in the right place. Disruption has a purpose, and we're here to talk about it. Bienvenidos! I'm so excited for our guest today. Here today with me is Wendy Letrán, who is the person that has been working at Casa de Corazón longer than anybody else. 16 years. Welcome to the podcast, Wendy. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you, Natalie. It's my pleasure. I'm very honored to be here with you, having this experience.
Amazing. So I would love for everybody listening and watching to hear your amazing story. I'm going to ask you just a series of questions so that they can have some insight into how it is you got to where you are today and how you began.
Beautiful. Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, so my first question for you is that acknowledging that you've gone through many transitions in your career, let's step away from work for a moment. Tell me about how, as a woman, what has been the most pivotal personal experience that shaped who you are today?
Well, I think there have been different challenges through my life and career, and being able to step out from my comfort zone, I think, has been the biggest. Getting used to do what I'm doing, always bringing in my head like, we can do something else, kind of be ready to learn from others, like opportunities, trust in the team I have with me, and all the support team that I have with me has been incredible. And it's what makes me be what I am right now and what I am right now.
Amazing. Team is so important. I love that. So you have 2 daughters, and I know they are the center of your world and your life and your career. As they grow up, what is something that you wish you knew at their age? And what is a piece of advice that you would like to give them?
Woo! Okay. I'm trying not to cry, right? Because he's a lot. Crying is far away in his life. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I do remember when I was Emma's age. She's 9 now. And when I was her age, I had a really kind of difficult time back then when my parents got divorced, and being scared of life. I'm a very shy person, and I feel like that marked some part of my personality, not knowing what's going to happen. An advice that I will give my girls now is always look what you're passionate about. Never stop being yourself. Like, whatever makes you happy, give that 100%. I feel like that it's important, and they see me every day when they're questioning me, like, "Mommy, you want to go work again?" I'm like, "Yeah." And with that attitude, and like that, they see a mom, they see a woman that spends time for herself too, and they see a working person as well. And I'm so blessed that they can see that, and they're raising in a really loving family, and that's what I want for them, to always look what they're passionate about.
Such a great example that you're setting for them. And isn't that cool how we see our younger selves in our children, and it brings back those memories of when we were their ages and how we would like to pave a more equitable path for them than maybe what we were able to find at their ages.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that one.
Love that. So leading a center, you lead the Rochester Center, and it's one thing just to do that, but balancing family at the same time is a whole nother job, right? So I want to know, how do you manage the emotional labor that comes with being a mother, a wife, and a leader all at the same time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like As I mentioned before, I've been surrounded with people that have taught me so many lessons through my life. And one thing that I can share is setting boundaries and always like see everything as a priority. Like if I'm at work, that will be my priority, but also when I'm home, that's my priority. And having Alex with me too, working together, living together. It can be a challenge. It can be a challenge, but I feel like we both understand our roles in our marriage and also at casa, and we respect each other. That's huge. Like having that support of my partner that has been really, really determined in my life. And yeah, I respect him as well the same way. And that creates that balance that we both need. Time for ourselves in separate mode and be at work when we have to be there. And yeah.
It's so important.
Yep.
Wendy, tell me about something that might surprise people, something that people don't see when they see you in your professional life or at work, maybe a hobby or something that's shaped you in a different way outside of work.
I love dancing. I really like to dance salsa. Bachata, I'm not professional anyway, but I really like music. I also be learning about crystals and stones. That's one of my hobbies. I love to collect that and learn the positive energy they can bring to life. Yeah, that's all some things that I don't really share as much. Like, yeah, it's kind of.
So I do even a little bit. I want to learn more about crystal energy from you.
Yeah,
amazing.
It is. It has been a journey, and I'm really into that. I really like the peace that brings me, and that's one of the many ways I can balance my life and work. I really like it.
Awesome. Well, I want to go pretty deep back into your story now. You started at Casa 16 years ago as a preschool teacher.
Yep.
And you've grown through every single level of position at the company, all the way up to where you are at now, leading the Rochester Center. What kind of work were you doing before you came to Casa?
So I built my career in Guatemala. I was teaching there. I always knew that I want to be a teacher. But then coming to the United States, my life changed. Before entering Casa, I was working in KFC. I work in different factories too, and doing some cleaning and different stuff. I remember my mom always said that we're going to go to those factories working and we have to do it right? Like always do your best and always be kind and always, those are the values that I was taught when I was a kid. And I always remember that. It doesn't matter what kind of job I had. But it was kind of sad in my heart, like, oh, I don't want to do this forever. But I have to be honest, even my own family will tell me, well, we're Hispanic and this is the kind of jobs we have in here in the United States. And it's kind of, okay, I have to go and do my job and I'm grateful for that. I feel like that phase here in the United States helped me to be more grateful when I found Casa.
Yeah.
Knowing that work environment was so different, like not being greeted in another place, like don't even a good morning or a smile, like management was so different. And coming here, I remember when I was interviewed by you that day I was super nervous and like listening the Spanish music and look at the kids around, like is that even possible? I didn't, honestly, I never believed that I will be able to work as a teacher here. And for me, from that specific moment until now, 16 years after that, it's just a very grateful part in my heart with you, Natalie. They believe in me and see those skills that I didn't even know that I had.
Yeah, amazing, Wendy. And you're so humble. You've always been so humble, but you studied education. You studied pedagogy and in Guatemala. And I love that Casa is a place where people can come and share the amazing level of education in their careers that they have with students while creating an intercultural environment. I mean, that's what it was built for teachers like you. So I'm so glad you found us. I also remember that first day you came to interview, and I can't believe it was over a decade and a half ago.
Yep.
So fast forward to today, building a center from the ground up in a brand new community and market is a challenge that not many would take on. Tell me about what you do to keep yourself going when it gets tough.
Yeah. I think always have the final line in mind. That is our motto every day. We knew it's gonna be difficult and challenge has been hard sometimes, but honestly, as I said, being surrounded with people that helping us to be where we are right now, it's always a motivation. Like, we know we're not doing this by ourselves. So we know that we have a team with us, and believing in the program, that has been always our motto too. But we decide to move and bring our girls to a different city and different schools and start from scratch again, but knowing that it's worth it. And we can see it now, like on Saturday, we have an event at the school and seeing the families and the kids and how they speak with us. And it's just not the language, but also families truly being engaged and involved with all the tasks that it's bringing. It's fulfilling. And so we always think that way when it's difficult times. Okay, let's get back and just think what is the purpose of this and think about Casa values. We absolutely share those, and we have visuals too, so we all remember what we're here for, and share the passion with everybody. The staff we have is amazing as well. We have paid professional people. Such a great team. We're growing and hoping to share more of that with our community. Yeah.
So fabulous. So you mentioned your two daughters. Both of your daughters have grown up through this program. Your younger one at Casa Rochester, the same place where you are now leading. How has it been balancing these two critical roles, being a mother and also leading a business? What has this experience taught you about yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that because I was a teacher once, I truly believe in what we provide with kids, and kids can resonate that. I always like to respect our teachers. I believe Casa had the best teachers ever. And so even though sometimes like I will listen as she's crying, sometimes I know that she's going to be good and teachers will handle that situation another moment. I have to say that I love how Camila will say it, Miss Wendy or Mr. Alex. He won't call us my desk when she was with us at Casa. And I like it. I like that, they know that difference, and they know that if I'm there and they want something, I will always say, ask your teacher, because that's the teacher's rules, and we have our rules at home, but we have rules at school. And that respect that we're also teaching them at this age is very important. And so it's got to balance it all, but blessed to have her there. I'm not gonna lie, I speak sometimes in the classroom. We all know her, this is what she's doing, but being able to see her and just say bye, they just quickle. Yeah, it's good. I feel like that helped her too. Now that she's in kindergarten, I miss her though. I truly miss her. But they find they're growing, and the social emotional we build with those kids. Now we can see it. The man with her.
Oh, that's so great. What an amazing balance that you've built between the professional life and the personal life that you have with your daughters, but also with your husband. So you mentioned running the organization with Alex, and he is your husband and your partner and the father of your children, also your business partner. So tell me about how you do that, right? How do you balance between being partners at home and being a team at work? And what strengths have you discovered through that balancing act?
Yeah, I have to say, learning about that EOS. That's I have to mention that, because learning a new way to running business, it has been a success, even in our own lives. Like we are respecting each other. Like when we want to talk about something, we say, okay, should we put it in the issues list? It is a good time to solve it. Are we mentally and physically ready to discuss this right now? Yeah. Like the whole learning experience with Casa, it's something that we both respect a lot. Now that we are reading the Crucial Conversations book too, that's, okay. So let's create a safe space for both to talk about this and that. And Even my English is not great. I really like helping. Thank you. We would both try to understand each other and admire each other's strengths. I think that's important too. I always tell him that how much I admire his communication with families and all the things he do at work. And he also shares some things with me. So I feel like we both keep positive and we can show that to the rest of the team that it's possible being professional and just spread the love with everybody, but setting boundaries too and to have a healthy life. Yeah.
Fabulous. So for anyone who doesn't know, EOS stands for the Entrepreneurial Operating System. This is a management system that Casa runs on, and it really just gives us structure for meetings, for understanding what are issues, what are things that we should wait until our weekly meeting to discuss and solve, and what are things that are more urgent than that we need to face today. It also gives you a tracking system for accountability for everyone in the organization, and it's one of the things that we provide and teach to our franchise owners so that they can run their business more efficiently. So I'm glad that it's been an amazing resource for you. We love EOS, and we've been an EOS company for 6 years.
Beautiful.
So I have more questions for you. If you could go back in time and give some advice to the Wendy who started as a preschool teacher 16 years ago, what would you say? What leadership and life lessons do you think you could share with her that might have made these past 16 years a little bit easier?
I would say keep that grateful in your heart. And because life brings you surprises, I always think that loyalty is the number one thing in life. And be grateful for what you think. In my case, that happiness that I feel when I got that call said, we want to offer you a preschool position. Like I cannot explain in words how that makes me feel. And knowing that I have a huge responsibility with those families that are living without the most precious kids. I mean, they're alive with us. It was huge, and always think about that. Keep that in mind. That would be my advice. Never stop being grateful, because that what is moving you to the next level.
I love that. Gratitude is so important. It keeps us grounded. So Wendy, when you look back and you reflect on everything that you have achieved in this amazing career, what is your happiest moment? If you had to choose one moment that made you feel like everything was all worth it.
Every day is a happy moment for me. I feel like right now, for 5 years, I'll be here doing something right. Yeah. I don't think I feel like there's still more things to come, and that makes me excited. Every little moment at work, seeing the babies when they're walking the first time, and seeing them, like the other time I was like in one of the classroom and talking with the babies, and seeing the baby already like doing some sign language. It's just rewarding in every little moment with the kids around. It's happiness. So there's not a specific one, but I feel like every day those happiness moments.
Amazing. And I kind of love that you can't just pick one, because it's a series of consecutive amazing moments in this industry. It's never the same. It's exciting every day. We get to see these children light up and learn things day after day after day after day for years while they're with us. And those long-term relationships are just so meaningful. So I guess as you reflect on your time at Casa de Corazón, I want to know how that makes you feel. Like, not just, oh, how are you today, Wendy? But like really, really deeply, how do you feel about being a part of this organization?
I feel grateful. I feel encouraged. I feel that excitement that is more to come. And blessed, as I said at the beginning, that still keep discovering skills that sometimes, honestly, I don't see. But like looking around and looking my girls, looking people around me, the people that have been helping, my family, my friends, HQ team, you, yeah. It's having a lot of mentors around that it's, I cannot express, I don't know a word specifically how I feel because it's just kind of a mix of emotions, but very excited to see what is next. Very excited for Casa and the growth and where we begin and where we are right now. I feel part 100% of this organization, but it's part of my life. Yeah.
Well, you are part of it as well. Your life is so meaningful to Casa de Corazón, and your story is just such an inspiration to so many people. I notice when you do posts that are personal about your experience at Casa or when we celebrate your anniversary, so many teachers are commenting, Wendy, you're such an inspiration. You're so amazing. And I love that. I believe that you're not a true leader until you create other leaders, right? And you provide opportunities to other people. I love how you gushed about your team. You're just such an integral, core values aligned part of what we're doing here. And it's wonderful to have this conversation with you and acknowledge that time and dedication.
Gracias. Thank you so much, Natalie. It has been an amazing journey. And you're one of my mentors, that's for sure. And I will be forever grateful for the amazing opportunity. Yeah.
Well, you are one of my main inspirations as well. And I think that what you're building in Rochester is only the beginning of an even more amazing future.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys, the story of Casa de Corazón is not my story. It's an organization built by the most amazing team of dedicated, core values aligned, professional team members who have been alongside me to build what we've built. And one of those most amazing people is my guest today, Wendy. Wendy, is there anything else that you want to share at the end of this, closing this episode, about what that's been like for you? Anyone that you want to acknowledge or thank, or anything you want to say?
Thank you. Well, I have to say that one of the things that I love the most about Casa is how creative the team is. I can mention a few staff members that bring that energy and always keep us like expecting something. What's gonna happen? But what's gonna be next? Yeah. And I love that. I love that people with heart work with you, that you can see that talent from people from around the world.
Yeah.
And you bring us together. And it's exciting. It's exciting journey to follow. Yeah.
Oh, so exciting for me too. It's just such an intercultural community that we have built and are building together. Thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Natalie.
Can we hug now?